Hi, this is Mark Monlux, and this is Epic Sketchtime. So I'm hosting this week instead of James Stowe, and hopefully we're not experiencing any technical difficulties. I sent out the invites to everyone who showed interest, and I'm just waiting for them to show up. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on my own comic. Oh, and here's Patrick.
Mark, how are you?
I'm doing just fine, sir. How are you?
Good.
Are you just a little late, or did it take that long for my invite to get to you?
Here's the thing. The invite gets to me, and then it gets to me on my phone first, and I really can't do anything about that. I'm not going to start chatting on my phone. So what I have to do on my desktop is go into Google+, go to Conversations, accept the video call, but it's just in a chat window, and then I kind of like click on the movie projector, and that gets me to you. So it's like it's definitely not intuitive. And I think that's one of the only. I mean, I really like the Google Hangout as a system, but there are some like non-intuitive issues when it comes to like accepting an invitation.
Yeah, I've experienced similar things. Usually, I have the most success getting in when I wait for it to show up in my Google Chat window.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to have it up in my profile page rather than being in the community.
Right.
To really work the best.
Right, because if you go to the event, there's no way to be like, I want to join this event. It's like, are you watching? Well, yes, I'm watching. And then like there's no portal there.
Yeah, there's no portal to get in. You have to be invited in. So in case anyone's watching and you're punching on the screen right here, don't do that. Send me a direct message and or go to Epic Sketchtime, that particular page, and make sure that you show an interest by saying, hey, let me in. I'm going to go and be checking on that every few minutes. But you should click there ahead of the event, and that way we can say, oh, yeah, so-and-so wants in, I'll invite him in.
Because when I looked at that invite, it kind of looked like you invited, like, it looks like 17 people.
I have been inviting a lot of people.
Yeah.
I decide, you know what? They might be online. I'm bored. No one else has shown up yet. And I'll just keep inviting more people, even though they didn't say they were interested, because they joined the group for some reason.
Sure.
I figured they're online. I'll just send them a query. Maybe they forgot that they wanted to do this.
Well, I know for me, too, like I had to dig around in the chat windows in Google Plus for me to get to a point where I could click and get into this call.
The second most successful way I've had to get into these things is by going into my email and getting the invite there. But that invite takes about 5 minutes before it shows up.
Yep. And I've had one or two sessions where I didn't get in until Stowe included a link in a tweet. And then I clicked on that link and suddenly it got me in, whereas I could not get in otherwise.
Oh, I wonder if there's a way I can find that link and send that out to people as an invite. I'm going to check that out right now.
And when do you start to broadcast? Are you broadcasting now, or do you still need to...
I started broadcasting on my little lonesome about 30 seconds before you got online, just so I could tell people that were in the viewing thing to, send me an invite in case you've never received one of these invite. In case you got an invite and you went to the wrong place, text me. But I got distracted as soon as you showed up.
Well, I have that effect on people.
So if you're watching this right now, and I invited you, and you are actually went to the viewing section, you don't want to be at the viewing section, you actually have to close down the viewing section. You have to close out this tab, and then open up Google Hangouts, or probably your Google profile. Send me a direct message saying, hey, I lost my invite, send me another, and I'll send you another invite, and that'll start activating on your profile page. Click on the link, and you should be able to get in.
It's just like a 6 or 7 step process. Everyone should be able to get that.
Well, you might have noticed on my screen today, Patrick, that I am not working on my various monsters.
Yeah, where's your monsters?
I have successfully colored all of my horror movies monsters. I do want to show you something. I am working on the back of the card now. And here it is.
Neat.
Now this brown color is actually, or rather, my wife thinks this is orange, but it's actually a darker brown than it looks like on the screen, because it's being illuminated. If you were to look this up in a Pantone book, as you can see up here, it's 20% cyan, almost 70% red, 90% yellow, and 5% black. And that's actually more of a kind of a warm brown color. I was kind of almost a little bit of a burnt sienna look. And I was very proud of this. And I'm thinking, yep, this is pretty much done. But Stowe was commenting on he wasn't particularly taken with the color I'm using there in the background. He thinks I could possibly use something a little bit more unnatural or vivid looking than brown. And I don't know. I'm still leaning towards brown. I'm even thinking about taking this black line here and maybe selecting it and adding an even darker brown to that. Something along the lines of, let's see. Why am I not getting a fill command for that? Oh, I have to. This, sometimes I get all screwed up inside Photoshop, and I don't know why I can't see certain commands. Like, I've made a selection here. Oh, that's why. I've totally forgot to make this line visible, this layer visible, by clicking on this little eye over on the layers palette. So I should be able to do it now. Hang on. And then, there we go. Huh. Why didn't that show up? Oh, I'm using split screens, that's why. Okay. So I thought about even doing that to it. What are your thoughts? Patrick, did I lose you? I'm clicking on Patrick's window. I can see Patrick's artwork, but I can't hear Patrick. That does look kind of neat. But I think...
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I got a call from my sister.
Hey, Bill. Patrick's online, but I'm currently not hearing him. I'm wondering if he just put his screen up and walked away from me. You saw this card design earlier today.
Yeah, it's looking good. I'm not sure about the whiteness of the teeth in the eye. But you were the one who said that this is monochrome, so any suggestions regarding yellows or whatnot wouldn't be.
No, I'm not adding. I'm planning on any other colors. In fact, I was messing around with possibly making the line, instead of black, a dark brown as well, like this.
Okay, that definitely works.
Yeah, I just can't tell if I like that more. Oh, Patrick, you're back. But no sound, Patrick. How about now? Can you hear us? Well, we can't hear you. How about you, Bill?
I can hear you, but not Patrick.
Well, Patrick, it sounds like you're on permanent mute for now. Oh, you're going to try again? Okay. Patrick, if you're still online, and take a look at this art. I went and made the black line into like a dark brown. Just give a nod or a shake of your head if you like that better than the black line treatment. No, you don't like that? Okay. Oh, he's got comments, but we can't hear any of them. And I'll just convert this back to where it was. There we go. Yeah, I don't know which one I like better.
Is there any way to go halfway of just making it a little more transparent? I mean, this black works pretty well, so but I did like the brown.
I could.
I mean,
let me try something.
Go somewhere and say umber, perhaps.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these lines. I'm going to duplicate that layer, and then I'm going to select. Then I'm going to deselect everything else but that layer, just so you can see what I'm doing.
Right.
And then I'm going to select all the black on that by going up to select and selecting similar. I actually have all these selected as lines. I'm then going to go ahead and fill this with the brown color that I have. By going back to that layer, selecting it so it's up in the palette, going back to my top layer, going up to edit, and then hitting fill. Now I have that as the top line layer, and what I can do is reveal all my layers underneath it and then go up to the opacity of that layer and slowly start bringing it down to a point where, like, this is where the black is when it's completely black.
Right.
And here it is at, say, with about 15% of that color layering over the top of that black. So it's definitely softened it up a little bit. I got to decide if I want it sharp like this or a little softened like that.
Yeah, I think I'm torn. I think they both work.
Hang on, someone's trying to get in on my. Jeff Hasing is messaging me.
Oh dear.
Hang on a moment. I'm going to.
You want to add something to the conversation, Maneko?
Okay, I just sent out a new.
Heyo.
Hey, Jeff, did you make it on?
Yeah, who is everybody? What's everybody doing here?
Oh, this is Epic Sketchtime, Jeff. We do it every Tuesday at 7:30. We all sit online and draw.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm in my truck at the moment waiting to pick up my daughter. But, yeah. I didn't even know about this, so yeah. But, so to say the least, I don't have my sketch stuff with me, and, yeah, so. But,
Are you doing it, or are you just online on audio?
wait, what? What's that?
Are you on audio? Or are you
Video too. It's just very dark because I'm in my truck. So
Oh,
wait, there I am. Yeah.
So,
Who
Jeff,
else do we have here that I haven't met before?
oh, well, let's see. Have you met Bill Morris?
I don't know. Have we met before, Bill?
I'm not sure.
It's probably hard to see in this light, but yeah, you know, but yeah. Sorry, yeah, there we go.
Jeff
yeah.
is, let me introduce you, Jeff. Jeff is the local president, pardon me, he's the president of the local National Cartoonist Society.
Okay.
The
Well,
Northwest.
the chair. Yeah, the chair for the Northwest chapter. So.
Ah.
I know Bill Morris from the Graphic Artists Guild and also from Cartoonist Northwest up inside Seattle.
Oh, okay, cool.
The
Nice to
other
meet you,
person
man.
we have here is Patrick, and he does a wonderful little comic called The Devil and Gandhi. Or,
Called what?
I believe it's The Devil and Mr. Gandhi. Unfortunately, Patrick can't correct me because his microphone isn't working, but he's drawing the devil right now on his screen.
Oh, okay.
And on
Yeah,
my
that's cool.
screen, I was, this is the back of a playing card, and I'm trying to decide whether or not to have the black lines be solid or give them a little bit
Of like a color tint?
of the color tint of the background to kind of soften it up a little bit.
Well, something you can do maybe is try doing like an overlay layer.
Well,
You
that's
know,
what I do. I have an overlay layer just on the lines.
Why?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can do that, but I mean, but also too, if you want to just, you know, something that you can soften up the whole thing, maybe, is actually just create a whole layer, and then you know, do it in either a multiply or you know, just go through the settings to see which ones affect only the black lines, you know, but then just like fill it all with like purple or blue or, you know, or even a little darker red brown, you know, there or whatever, and then yeah, and then depending on what settings you pick, whether it's multiply or, you know, the other one's darken or whatever, you know, some of them will only affect the black lines, and then yeah, that's a good way to kind of test, you know, that without having to go through and, you know, color all your black. So
Yeah.
it should come through as white and only affect the dark lines. Like I said, you gotta play with what settings it is, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But
Well, right now, I think I'm just going to leave it how it was initially with just solid black lines, since a lot of the artwork on the other side has solid black lines.
right. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Anyhow, but yeah, so this is kind of funny. Boy, you gotta love modern technology when you can sit there and have a video conference in your car. That's pretty amazing, man. Welcome to 2016.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? Who's stick guy?
Oh, what I'm doing is I'm doing a
That your,
stickman strip,
oh, okay.
and this is one of my web comics, The Return of
Yeah, I
Stick.
haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah, I need to get back into doing him. I've been spending all my free time doing other stuff. And now that I've
Yeah.
got the wonderful little Cintiq monitor, I used to just put these on my light table and trace over the previous one. Or now I can just go in and grab a layer, make it a template,
And bam, bam, bam. There you go.
and bam, bam, bam. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, actually, I want to show you. I can't do it right now on my phone, but I want to show you some of the stuff that I've been working on here because me and two of the programmers and one of the producers that got laid off there a couple weeks ago, that Pop Tropica, we're all banding
By the
together
way,
and actually.
Jeff, this is a
Huh?
public. Jeff, this is a public hangout, so it's going to be broadcasted. If you've got any trade secrets or
Oh no. No, I mean it's not anything. I wouldn't do that anyway. But no, I mean all I'm saying is we're banding together to create our own app or whatever that we're gonna probably try and have put out in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So
oh, great.
but I've been creating some kind of funny little, they look kind of Pokemon-ish in a way, type characters. But I'm actually pretty happy with the way they're turning out. So, but anyhow, as I say, my daughter's going to be coming out here just to
wrap up. But yeah, I'll try and hang out, and try and do one of these here sometime. On a night when I don't have to pick up my daughter. But
Well, we do them every Tuesday night.
What's that?
It's every Tuesday night at 7:30.
Okay. Yeah, it just depends on whether I have to pick up my daughter or not because she has her choir, every Tuesday, night from like 4, or actually like 5 to 7:30 or 8, till 8.
So
So
it's
yeah.
running a little long for you tonight, then, huh?
Well, my wife's out of town. She's in Puerto Vallarta, so I'm having to do it. But well, it's okay. The car's going to start moving, so I better wind up. But anyhow, nice meeting all you guys. We'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Okay, see ya.
So I'm going to put Patrick up on the main screen for a little while. Let everybody enjoy him.
Okay. And just briefly apologize for Miniko in the background. I think she's regarding the voices she's hearing as strangers in the house.
Oh, so that's why she was going a little nuts?
Yeah.
Was she keeping you company in the room there, and did you kick her out, or did she finally settle down?
She's settled down at the moment. Essentially, at the moment, she's cool with me, but not going out of the way, not going ballistic anymore. But I don't know if that'll change once the liver treats run out.
Now, their other dog, the Dalmatian, they had to...
Yeah, regrettably, they put Moshe down about a year and a half ago, which was a shame. But he was definitely really disintegrating. Which was very much a shame. I was rather fond of the big lug. But unfortunately, much as I am not a fan of euthanasia, I could tell it was pretty much only a matter of time.
I'm busy writing my own strip. What are you working on today, Bill? I'm going to switch the screen over to yours.
I am working on the art for a strip, while at the same time trying to get better at Manga Studio. I'm finally making some real good progress with its capabilities, and for a while I've been finding it much more intuitive for sketching, to the point where I definitely like sketching with it more than I like sketching with Photoshop. But for a while I was having trouble just doing finished art on it with inking and coloring. And so that one with the Viking lady I showed you the other week was the first one of a completely finished piece on the software. The only thing I did with it on Photoshop was tweak some colors. But if you're looking at it now, you can see this is using one of the pencil brushes, which feels really natural.
And for some reason, it's looking really pixelated on the screen.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. It doesn't look very crisp. Maybe it's the resolution you're working at. What's your resolution? No, you got a huge. Oh, you are working at 72 dots per inch.
Yeah.
But your canvas size is huge.
Yes.
Okay. That's why it's looking like that. I'm going to switch back over to Patrick again. Actually, Patrick is just doing the same thing like me. He's just drawing bubbles on text. So.
I mean, at the moment, the biggest thing I've had trouble with is some of the layers with color. Even if I have the one of the layers set on multiply, it still thinks that some of the white spots are there and blocking the colors, making the sort of dropping colors through layers a little problematic.
I've had my movie review ready to go all day. I just haven't had a chance to post it up online.
Oh, which one is this?
It is Run Silent, Run Deep.
Oh, right, you mentioned that one.
And you were telling me that. What do you have on your movie viewing list tomorrow?
Haven't decided yet, but I still have to write up. I still have to write up Holes and Secondhand Lions. Let me see what options. As far as my things I have on the list, but have been reluctant to watch. I have that Priest series, and then I had the Tattoo one, none of which I'm particularly crazy about watching. Let's see, Cavalry and Priest, which are two Priest movies, Jacob's Ladder and Coming Home. I believe those are Vietnam vet movies, if I remember correctly.
You are correct.
Rose Tattoo, Illustrated Man and Tattoo, which is movies about tattoos. The Guard and The Last Stand. I'm not sure what the theme was for that one.
Oh, The Guard is. These are. Which one is The Last Stand?
I'm not remembering. I'm going to have to look it up.
The Guard is this hilarious thing about a policeman over in Ireland.
Uh-huh.
And that particular actor, I'm trying to remember his name. He does a fantastic job in that one, and it's a wonderful little dark comedy slash mystery. Not so much a mystery as just I don't even. There's mobsters involved and police involved, but this particular guard, he's so politically incorrect. It's absolutely wonderful to watch.
Yeah, maybe I'll wait on that for a while, considering it sounds a bit like filth. Where I do not believe it's possible to find a cop who is more politically incorrect than McCovey's character in filth.
And let's see.
And then I had Phantomas and Diabolique, which the idea for that one was villain protagonists. And then finally, for magical realism, I had Valerie and her Week of Wonders and something else, but I haven't gotten around to doing that because I couldn't find, or more accurately, the Valerie and her Week of Wonders is still on the new shelf, so is not listed, is not part of the 2 for 1 for the week deal. And those are all of my those are all the ones for my in case I don't think of something better list.
The strip I'm working on now is my wife wants me to go back and do some strips using the old characters that I haven't used for a while on the Return to Stickman. So I'm doing a series with Uncle Eddie. And I've actually provided my wife with sort of like a brief storyline of what I was thinking. It made her laugh. Anytime I know my wife laughs, I know I have a good idea. So. 4 panels of the strip is just him eavesdropping in the park on something. I'm trying to decide how much of this park bench I need to draw to get it across as a park bench. I think that's just enough. Maybe I'll do a tree here in the background. Doesn't look much like a tree, though. I did go and see Deadpool this weekend.
Ah, good. What'd you think?
I would give it a 7. Oh, look, we have someone else online. Who joined us? Let's go take a look. It looks like Brett joined us. Brett, you mind introducing yourself and your strip?
Hey everyone, I'm Brett Giuliano, and my strip is the Dust Bunny Mafia. Yeah. Yeah, snuck in a couple minutes ago. Figured you guys were in the middle of something, so let you guys finish that out.
We just like the sound of our own voices, so...
Yeah, I was going to see it last week, but the friend I was going to see it with had a ear infection, so he was completely out of commission.
Oh, that's too bad. I hope he's feeling better.
Oh, yeah, much better. But he'll go into great detail about how he's taking it slow with his recovery rather than toughing it out. And so that's at the moment that gives me a list of 3 films I have to see in the theater. The other 2 being Zootopia and Kung Fu Panda 3.
Well, I can say that Zootopia was worth it.
Yeah.
I saw it this weekend. The only pitfall was going at a 7 o'clock showing when they were still filled with kids.
Uh-huh.
It's already rated as one of Disney's most successful films.
And I believe it. It's worth it. It's the best one. My wife and I went, and it's probably the best one we've seen in years from them.
Yeah, I mean, Frozen, I like the musical numbers, but to be honest, it doesn't hold up for me very well. And I haven't seen Tangled yet, but I liked Wreck-It Ralph a lot, and I've heard good reviews that are pretty much comparing it as good as Ralph, if not better.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I know that, or I heard rumors that originally the movie was going to be from the Fox's point of view, and then they decided to change it and really make it more about the rabbit's point of view. And that changed the tone of the entire film.
Yeah.
But again, that's just a rumor I heard.
Yeah, I heard that one too.
I would give Deadpool a 7, I think. I'm not sure if I could go much farther than that, though.
Interesting.
Did you see Deadpool?
Yeah, I saw it a couple weeks ago, and I loved it. I'd probably give it a 9. I won't say it's...
Oh, really?
amazing.
Now, can you explain why you would give it a 9? I'm willing to hear this out. Are you a big Deadpool fan, first of all?
Yeah. Although I haven't kept up recently on the recent issues and everything, but I felt like they did exactly what it needed to, and between all of the joking and I thought it broke the fourth wall in the ways that it needed to without going over the top in a good way.
Right.
And I would have liked, a little bit more of a budget because it got slashed before.
Apparently, they were offered more money, but they didn't take it in exchange for more creative control.
Yeah, I actually, one of my good friends is friends with one of the writers.
Uh-huh.
And so he knew all about that, and he went to one of the premieres, kind of thing. But yeah, they could have had more money, but yeah, they would have lost more control, and they wouldn't have been able to do some of the PR stuff that they did surrounding the movie, like all the different PSAs that came out and stuff.
Right.
So they opted for being able to do those and really build the marketing buzz too.
Which, that was half the fun of the whole thing, was...
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I can really explain why I get it. I just feel like they really got who the character was and set it up nicely for a sequel, and assuming now they don't screw it up. Because that's the hardest thing for me. Okay, you can do a solid one-off, but can you make it solid for the next 2 or 3?
Yeah, because I mean, one thing that annoys me with a lot of these superhero movies, it's almost like a sequel is mandatory because even when they're because frequently a lot of these first movies are nothing but exposition.
Hmm.
I mean, for example, back to the Disney animation, I very much enjoyed Big Hero 6, but at the same time, I thought it was definitely weighed down by that classic problem, and I'm sort of wondering, considering how much new material Disney's doing, is there a sequel for that blatantly in the books now where they can definitely do more, because apparently we all know who our group of 6 heroes are.
Yeah, that's actually one thing um, I'm wondering about with Zootopia,
Yeah,
because they had enough and they could do a sequel
yeah,
easily, but at the same time, there's things like Cars,
yeah.
Yeah.
where there's no point. The sequel is horrible, and it was like one of their worst movies ever.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason, from what I am told, the only reason Pixar was forced to do a second one of that was because, for whatever else we may think of Cars as the weakest of the Pixar films, it sold the most merchandise.
Yeah. And now, if you go to any of their theme parks, there's whole lands devoted to cars.
Yeah. So, I mean, so despite what we think of Cars 2 creatively, as far as the higher ups are concerned, they were perfectly fine with it.
Yep.
Now I saw Car 2, but I haven't seen any of the plain versions.
I haven't risked it, but apparently those did quite well. Though for some reason I assumed they were direct to video.
Probably. I don't know. I never saw them.
I'm glad I have Disney stock, but it hasn't been doing as well as my Netflix stock. Let me tell you, my Netflix stock just did bangers. So I'm very happy with how it's working out.
So, I know I said earlier, James couldn't make it tonight.
Stowe's son is having he's part of a rock concert recital. So he's going and watching his son. Now, I don't know if his son is playing any particular instrument or if he's in charge of the lights or what exactly is happening on that forefront, but I'm sure I'll hear about it tomorrow.
Interesting.
Or, no, I'll probably see him on Wednesday. He and I are part of a club.
Tomorrow.
And we, tomorrow is Wednesday, isn't it? So this week is going by too fast for me. I think part of it is whenever my wife stays home sick, my my day kind of shifts around a little different than it normally does. Actually. So I'm working on one of my Return of Stickman strips. And I can't believe how much time I'm spending on this. Usually I just whack these out because I try to make them look as rough as possible.
So let's change.
Like when I was drawing Uncle Willie's head here, I spent like. What's changed is I'm doing it on the Cintiq and not on paper. which I have to admit makes things go a lot faster. It makes things a lot easier to, normally I would throw it on the light table for doing what I'm doing now with just another layer. So did you do any additional changes to your cover, Brett, or are you happy with how it came out?
I have done a little bit. Mainly, I just shrunk it, which you can see on my screen.
Yeah.
I just did everything. I think I did 1/2 inch of trim, just for safety around all the main things. So, and then
Where's your barcode going to go on the back?
it's gonna go right here, roughly. I have a template like that that I got offline. So originally I had the car and the crow and the dust bunny flipped in position, and then I'm like, the dust bunny is one of my main things. Can't have him covered up by the barcode. So, so I flipped it, and I'm currently still revising this, the background, the back cover blurb, and I'm gonna put a pull quote up here as I get closer from someone. So, yeah, that's the cover as of now, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Now your colors is it going on coated or uncoated paper?
I think it's coated. I have to check.
Yeah, you should, because if it's going to go, keep in mind that whenever you're looking on something, do you have a printer, a color printer in your house?
Yeah.
Have you printed this out to take a look at it?
No, not yet. Probably something I should do. I know one thing I was going to do once I get things more revised is I'm going to order a proof before I actually, send it for printing.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Your colors will probably look a little bit more vibrant and darker on paper as opposed to looking it up on a monitor.
Yeah.
Because your colors are illuminated. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. And if you have a coated paper, you will get more ink saturation. The colors will go a shade darker yet. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at a buddy of mine's comic that he did on CreateSpace through the same way, and it's coated. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been beginning to look into redoing my line on Creative Space, though I've been kind of putting it off because essentially the format I was using on for Lulu was discontinued, so suddenly what I thought was a full catalog is empty, or at least the ones that aren't directly into ebook form.
Yeah. So CreateSpace, that's another print on demand.
Yeah. Main thing it has going for it is it's owned by Amazon, thus you get advertised on Amazon.
Is that the one they were advertising as Jet City, or is that the?
I think that was the one that specialized in. If it's the same one that was handing out business cards at Emerald City, I think that one's one that specializes in comic books, and I'm blanking on their name. Planet Ninja, was it?
No, Planet Ninja? I don't remember Planet Ninja.
Print Ninja, something Ninja.
Print Ninja.
I thought Print Ninja was just a print company that printed overseas in China.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting mixed up then.
Yeah, Print Ninja is I mean, it's a regular printer, but they specialize in comics. But yeah, it's not a print on demand.
Yeah, and I know some people that won't go with Print Ninja because they do all their printing over in China to keep the cost down. And I've had problems with copyright infringement with work going over in China, or rather, several of my friends have. So I've always avoided that.
Yeah, because what I've been thinking about recently is while I definitely want to do some proper bulk printing with probably with a Kickstarter campaign one of these days, I'd like to have a bit of a catalog for some of the older stuff on my page. So having the store that has direct links to various T-shirts and books as a holdover before I start doing something better for the conventions.
I've always looked at it doing it the opposite way, where I have a print on demand book or a comic, little floppy kind of thing, and then use Kickstarter to do something bigger like T-shirts or mugs or.
Yeah, because one thing I learned the hard way, much as I like having the books, they're not much of an impulse buy at a con.
Nope.
Now, I've always had no problem selling my books as an impulse buy.
Huh.
So
How did you price them?
my books,
Yeah, generally.
I do bargain deals. What I do is initially their cover price is $12, but when I sell them at conventions, when I only had one book to sell, I would sell them for $10. And if they bought it with a T-shirt, I would do a combo price and knock $3 off the T-shirt. And to lure them in, I would, do a quick little drawing of them inside a scene of their favorite movie. But now I only do that if they get the books are still. The books are still $12, and I sell them for $12. But I say, but if you get both books, I'll sell them to you for $20. And I get people buying both books because then I say, and if you do both books, I'll draw a picture in one of them. And so I'm kind of doubling up on my sales. I'm wondering that I might have to reprint my first book because I only got like 200 copies left.
Did you say you were working on a third collection?
Yes, I am. I've got enough done so I could do another Seldom Seen collection, which I'll probably call Son of Seldom Seen.
Right.
But the series that I'm working on right now is older movies, and my wife gave me a great title for that one, and it's I Watch Dead People.
Oh yes, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah.
So I'm almost done with my strip here. I'm just going to get rid of the previous background. So another movie I watched, which was kind of terrible, was Seventh Son.
Oh, damn! I think I'm sure I've seen the trailer for that one.
Yeah, fantasy with who played played the dude in The Big Lebowski
Oh, Jeff Bridges.
with Jeff Bridges. And I can't give it much more than a 5. Let's see. I'm almost done with my strip here. Okay, now just to turn it into a GIF and send it off to my copy editor. Now I scheduled this thing to run for an hour and a half, but I usually leave at 8:30. Shall I leave it running up for you guys to continue?
Uh,
And I'll just come back in half an hour.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna.
Or are you going to call it a night, Patrick? Brett?
I'm gonna call it night, and I just saw that Patrick.
Just signed off?
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Anyway, good night then.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night. See you next week.
Yep, ciao.
Okay, I need to stop the broadcast.